Bam, we're live. Good morning. Hey, everyone. Ooh, Avera, you've been busy this morning. Mike Sandone, good to see you. Avera, Jake Chapman. Jeffrey Birchfield. Jenny. Augustus Link. What's the difference between broken and corrupted? I could look the words up for you if you want. Corrupted, they're both pretty, corrupt is got a pretty huge swath of definitions, I think. You know, like corrupt files versus the police being corrupt. Good to see you guys. I'm pretty sure Greg's coming on today. I saw Sousa send him a text telling him we were moving to Tuesday. I also know Greg's crazy busy. But I know he hates missing a show. So hopefully we'll see him. Vindicate. Hey, good morning. Good to see you, dude. VNDK8.com. VNDK8.com. Good to see you. Jody Lynn. Hi. Adam. Jose. Joseph. Clickbait again. I've never done clickbait. Not once. I don't think so. Sousa 15 still working at tdcmercantile.com as of 15 minutes ago. Oh, that's cool. SOUZA 15. God, I didn't see that coming. That was weird. The chat just croomed. Oh, croom. Yeah, that's good. God, that's going to be around for a while, huh? Dave probably doesn't know how to remove it. That's true. You mean the discount code? Yeah. I'm guessing somehow Sousa helped him with the website or something. I didn't talk to Sousa after the show last night. Makes my heart warm seeing Kamala have to certify the election. What a day. Yeah, there's a funny there's some funny videos showing the certification. Hey.
Buddy.
Good morning.
You talking about the certification of the election?
Yeah.
I know she looks like she's eating shit, huh?
God, it's amazing. It's amazing. He really put it to her. 312 to 226. Crazy.
Yeah.
Bunch of blue cities voted for her. That's it.
It's amazing. It's good. It's encouraging.
Jim looks beautiful, by the way. Crazy beautiful.
Yeah, what'd you see?
You sent me a video. You didn't shoot it.
Oh, yeah, look, the pull-up bars.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the hardest part with any gym. That, for me, I can tell. It's kind of like when you sit down at the table and get the chips and salsa. I know what path we're on.
Yeah.
And tragically, one of my favorite restaurants is an enormous exception to that. But what Cilantro's pulls off after the chips and salsa is breathtaking.
I like the entrance we come in.
Jose's Cantina.
Yeah. I like it that we don't have to walk through the restaurant.
Yeah, it's nice.
Eaton Beaver, good morning.
$1.99, and we look, what is this? You've been on 4 minutes.
Yeah. I'm gonna be wealthy by the time the show's over. Thank you, dude. Always good to see you. Hey, did you see the New Orleans chief of police? Did you look into her at all, or did you see any stories?
I watched.
It's she is the she's the DEI instructor for the FBI.
Is she really?
Yes.
No, shut up.
And she got fired from the Oakland PD.
We put up barriers to stop the terrorists, and they drove right around them and on the sidewalk. I hope that's fair, but that's what I heard. I'm like, those fucking terrorists, that's so rude of them. They drove on the sidewalk, Savvy. They went around the barricade. And then they showed her these things they had, and they're like, what's these? She goes, well, those would work to stop a car. And how come you didn't? She goes, I didn't know we had them.
So I guess those were ordered in 2017 for just such an incident.
It was like you plucked some woman out of a nursing home and made her police chief the day before. That's about it. Well, we put up a barricade and the terrorists drove around it on the sidewalk.
I like the voice you're using for Ann Kilpatrick.
Listen to her. Put it on. Listen to it. She can explain it better than I.
She teaches bias and diversity over at the FBI.
Oh,
yeah, this is wild. And she celebrated. She has all the celebrations of the first female chief of police for New Orleans, and man, it is. What did you expect was going to happen? She was fired in 2020 by the city's mayor and Oakland Police Commission, a citizen-led group that maintained extensive authority over the California City Police Force. Of course, I mean, Oakland is a complete shit show.
Dude, listen to her. Pull her up. Let her speak for herself, for God's sakes.
Okay, let me see if I can find it.
There's some YouTube of her. She's a hit.
Let me see if
About an hour ago, the FBI and the governor and the mayor did a briefing. You probably have already heard about it, but I will repeat it just to be sure that we're all having the same message. And that is that the FBI's investigation, as of right now, is confident at this stage, based on the information they have, that this is a lone actor. Okay, so what you see behind us is what we call hardening the target. So we have brought in heavy trucks. You will see when you go down Bourbon, you will see yellow, what we call arcing around up on the sidewalk. That's what that would do. And that would be to be preventive. If someone had, or if this particular terrorist went around up on the sidewalk, that's what that would do. Okay, it would slow that down for anyone who thought that they could breach our targets. And so those are some of the main differences we are done in the quarter. Also, you are going to see an incredibly large presence. And that's what.
Right.
So right now.
Jeez.
Everyone should look for explaining what happened. How the wily terrorists went on the sidewalk in spite of their barricade.
Yeah, and I guess they had. I don't know if this is true, but I guess they had the proper barricades, in stock.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And she was asked about it. They were asked, "What are those?" And she said, "That's to stop them from going on the sidewalk." And they're like, "Why do you need to deploy them?" She said, "I didn't know we had them." It was wonderfully candid.
I guess there was another concern that there was some barricade debacle because they didn't want people's necklaces getting caught on the barricade as they walked past them. So that's why they didn't have barricades up in certain areas. You know, the necklace that you give someone and then they show their titties. I guess that's a New Orleans thing. It's Corey, she's not from that city, and that much is obvious. No idea how the fuck she got her goddamn job. You know how she got it. I mean, she's a DEI hire. It's everywhere. The entire, when they do press conferences for the New Orleans the New Orleans PD, 80% of those people are DEI hires. It's a completely incompetent staff. It reminds me of the district attorney's office wherever Fannie Willis practices, Georgia. It's just a giant incompetent DEI group, and that's when people are hired on things other than merit.
That makes you a racist.
I mean, it would be like, hey, we need to hire more people with tattoos because 80% of the new generation has tattoos. 90%. 90% is DEI. My bad. 90%.
I was trying to figure out last night if it like Nobu, if being Asian and having a dragon tattooed on your arm,
Yeah.
if that was just like you're gonna get hired for sure. It really doesn't matter what else. Like you were doing fries at McDonald's, but you show up with this. You're an Asian dude or chick. I saw both last night. You get a dragon tattooed on your arm.
You're in.
I would think.
Did you really see multiple dragon tattoos?
Yeah, on a big dude and a chick. The only reason I look at everyone's tattoo at Nobu because I was horrified with this guy fucking tattooed the Reebok thing on his arm. He thought he got a CrossFit tattoo and he had the Reebok diamond. Whatever that was, the triangle.
If you see a black rapper, you should. I think it's fair to ask if he's gay, and just like if you see a white public service worker, you should assume he's gay, because they sure as hell ain't hiring for merit. It's wild. We live in some wild times. And then, did you see Zuckerberg's statement?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Someone said that was offering, maybe they were going back and forth on Fox, that maybe his jujitsu has made him more of a man, toughened him up a little bit, and he's some conservative kind of thoughts leaked in. And there'd be an irony there because his instructor's a friend of mine and one of those people who I had to hammer on towards correct thinking. And I wonder if Dave's like flipped to our side.
He was also John Wick's.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to hold that against him. I like Keanu.
Yeah, I like Keanu Reeves too.
I told Dave I couldn't watch the action parts. I'm like, it was just like, seriously. It's really, you have to. Dave says you have to suspend a lot of belief, and I say yes. You don't feel guilty about the people you killed.
Yeah, the fourth one is so bad. The fourth one is so bad. But I'm looking at Zuck. Zuck made a bunch of tweets, and he it's a joke. He says nothing.
No, he's been like, I'm pro Zuck. I'm liking the guy. They put out some good stuff just recently.
I don't know. These tweets are bad.
They're getting rid of the third party. They're gonna like truth telling or whatever it is, fact finders, and they're gonna put it out in the public. And it said they're gonna follow some kind of X model.
He posted number 5. It says this is on Twitter. We're moving our trust and safety and content moderation team out of California and our content review to Texas. This will help us remove the concern that biased employees are overly censoring the content. Is he just basically saying everyone in California is just a racist, homophobe, hater, fascist scumbag, and so we can't
the other way? No, they're contaminated with liberals to the point that he thinks that he might get one nostril above water in Austin.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, that's what I was trying to say.
No, I mean it is. It's contaminated.
The state.
Yeah, and there's a forcing. How many guys do you force out like me? And look on the little road I live on. There's only 4 houses in 2 miles, and 2 of us aren't there, maybe 3 because of the situation.
I wonder how Zuck's wife is taking all this. I wonder if she's on board with it.
Him growing some testicles?
Yeah.
She's probably loving it.
You do? You think she is?
Yeah, I think even if your wife's a liberal and you're conservative, she's probably kinking on it.
I don't think he's getting rid of fact checkers. He says he is.
No, I didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Well, he says they
were going to do it, make it public.
We're going to replace fact checkers with community notes.
Yeah, they have right now they've hired some lefty organization that couldn't be fucking worse. It's probably full of FBI. That system needs to be busted up. It's all that level of interaction that Elon got his hands on at Twitter. Same kind of shit. But listen, I not preaching this is going to work or going to happen, but he's making the right noises, and I don't want to criticize him for the noises and not pay attention to what happens next.
Okay, I agree with that, but I agree with it. It's noises. Listen to number 2. We're going to simplify our content policy and remove restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are out of touch with mainstream discourse.
I heard him before Congress, somewhat emotional and certainly just expressive, saying he didn't want to be the guy that adjudicated matters. I don't remember the language, but like, stand up and clap. Of course he doesn't. Nobody does. That's not fun. Dude, I don't want to sell you a screwdriver and follow you around and see what you do with it. You know, I mean, it's kind of like gas stations thinking that gas stations wanted there to be black and white gas stations. The fuck they did not. Oil companies were resolutely for there's one color and it's green. And that had a huge impact. It's the nature of many people to be indifferent, agnostic, or hostile to the stupidity of racism.
Dan Guerrero, he's replacing fact checkers, so he's getting rid of them. Listen, the other day I made a post.
He was using a closed shop known to be toxic, and that's done. And if there's someone that's like doesn't trust that, I would know the perspective that wouldn't. It's the people that thought everything was cool over there.
The other day they have a very robust automated system that's just going through and censoring shit. Like the other day I got I think Graciano made some lift and I wrote beast with a little fire emoji, and I got a note within 30 seconds from Meta that my account had been put on restrictions for hate speech. I mean,
this is a company that's middle echelon is 23-year-old women with worthless degrees, worse than worthless degrees, made them toxic and confused, toxic too, and confused about life. But they're like putting little hearts above their eyes for dots and shit. And they wear too much perfume, and they're silly kids.
Doing Hamas protests in Times Square.
Of course.
We love Hamas.
It's the standards, you know, the universities conducted a whole bunch of remedial courses to compensate for the decline, and then made those the mainstream. The remedial kids got mainstreamed, and to adjust for playing fancy games with admission criteria. And so you truly have a generation of college students that are worse than not educated. Worse.
That's scary. That's a great line.
It's a fascinating thing. And let me tell you what its companion is. It's this fucking thing they're calling underemployment. And here's the deal. You go to school for 8 years and you get a PhD, and you go to work for a guy who started this business in high school, and he's been there for 10 years, and you'll never come close to his earnings with your debt, your boss, while you got your PhD in utter bullshit. MBA.
I met a lady the other day who's 80 years old who has a $360,000 in student loan debt.
I read a Wall Street Journal horror story of a woman who was approximately my age, late 60s, and had $700,000 in debt on like 265, 275 initially, back from the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, this story was like that too.
It's instead of a home.
Wow.
The number of people that have a significant portion of their net worth in real estate and homes, at least of my generation and before, maybe more so even, was enormous, and it exceeded things that, like passbook savings, retirement accounts, life insurance policies. That was always a pipe dream. People would get these whole life policies that was their life insurance and their life savings. But it turned out that in the end, that even with dumb things like that and annuities, people had more tied up in home ownership than anything else. And to look at an extreme example, it's those school teachers that bought homes in Los Gatos, and taught for 35 years and were multimillionaires to give the retirement to the kids. And that's an extreme for sure. But things like that happened a lot of places.
Jody Lynn, yeah, but Sevon, that's just being done with the student loan debt. Yeah, I totally agree. And then Jake Chapman, you asked, someone asked something about interest.
Look, like here's what happened in the one case. The woman was an attorney and went to top-notch schools and lawyered up. Like did great. Was a great student. Got a top-notch firm and was frankly disappointed by. And then is like, dancing around some things I can only imagine, and I respect all that too. I can't imagine how someone could do it. And went into a kind of an administrative side, which isn't rock star stuff, but doing good work still, using legal talent. And then mom gets sick and has to take her in and cover some care. And I just, and living in New York, and I like it. Just it gets back burnered. I mean, it's not my story, but I'm sympathetic to people that have cascades of events and made bad moves.
Yeah, they charge interest, and on top of the charging interest, when you file bankruptcy, you can't. Your student loans don't go away. That's the one.
Some of it goes to a next generation.
No shit.
Yeah, if your parents, I don't know, look it up. There's some nightmares out there.
I have no high school diploma. My house will be paid off this year at 50. I work 2 or 3 jobs my entire adult life. I count coaching as one of my jobs.
Right.
Some students go to college to party. Guilty. Depends on.
Say something about hacky sack and frisbee golf.
Yeah, that's basically what I did during my refractory period. Dan Guerrero, depends on loan. The loan, Jake, my main one was government loan and had 1% interest rate, but some grants were also given to me to pay for tuition and living costs. You must have been a smarty pants.
You probably got shot.
There was an office at my college at UCSB that was like the loan office, and there was a line like, once a month or once every other month out the door there, like it was the welfare office or the cash checking place. I have a pretty crazy day today.
I've heard.
And then I'm getting ready, and then tomorrow morning I'm headed your way. Probably try to leave it like at 4 a.m.
The 2 easel concept was you're going to bring that one here. Mark's going to make me another one for anything that might or could happen that direction.
I didn't play hacky sack. I played I did frisbee. Say that again. So he's gonna make one there. Sorry. No.
You're bringing the one here, and he's gonna make one that I can leave there.
Oh, okay.
At some point.
Hey, I'm going to pick up my rental car today, but I think we asked for just like whatever the biggest car they have. If the posters fit, do you want me to bring them?
I can't picture them fitting, but anyways, I have a copy here that aren't that were shipped, and they're scored on the back so that they fold.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know what that portends for easel. I might have to get something cut and clip or something so they don't collapse on easel. But you'll see.
Listen, guys, I did not play hacky sack. I sucked at it. That's a funny comment, though. I sucked at it. It was horrible. I'm not going to deny that I didn't try for 10 minutes before I went back to the keg and got a beer.
Yeah, that was something else.
Any loan for a degree that will never make enough money to pay back the loan is predatory. The only loan where proof of income is not required.
Yeah, or some collateralization, something. There has to be. Yeah, you can't get a loan to play. It's weird. Maybe you can. I was going to say you can't get a loan to play the horses, but you probably could.
Hey, you want to see a funny video?
So did you like my clock? You didn't comment. I sent you 2 fucking pictures.
Oh, did you send it in the thread with Matt?
Yeah, no, I think to you. And it's each minute around the clock is a quote from literature.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. That was too smart for me. I did see that. Yeah.
At 8:25, there's a bold-faced 8:25 in the line from the Shroud for a Nightingale by P.D. James, etc.
Yeah, I even saw that. Do you make your kids read that every morning?
No.
Oh, you should.
I checked. I'd take the inappropriate too, or whatever. So
I took a page out of your book the other day. I bought my kids these wind-up cars that I used to play with that they don't make anymore from like Sweden or something. It's called Darda, Darda.
Okay.
And they're like the fastest wind-up cars ever. And anyway, I spent like $300 or $400 on eBay buying just old sets. And they came to my house, and my kid's Christmas present came in like one of those Free Breeze white garbage bags.
Yeah.
Anyway, but then I made them go over to the wiki page before they played and read the history of wind-up cars and the track. And it's no clock with literature on it, but I thought it was pretty funny. They're like, why do we have to read this? I'm like, shut it. Just read it.
I couldn't be more excited at my split flap fucking display coming, especially if I can get enough to put up things like science is a transformation from a domain of objective observations to a range of objective predictions. If I could spit something like that out on a display.
Say that one more time.
Had this split flap thing, the thing.
I understand that, but what was the quote?
And science is a transformation from a domain of objective observations to a range of objective predictions. If you could throw something like that up.
When does that come?
I'd have to check in with Elliot. It's in. We got the order. It's the biggest one they've done.
Damn. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to go over there and see the gym. I'm excited to film in there.
Yeah, it's there's something revolutionary about it, and it's I don't know who would really notice, but any practitioner would. I might even make this so that I need, which is a little bit of a luxury, but we might end up needing like an electric tug, like we have used for bringing the airplanes in and out of the hangar. And just load a cart up with 65,000 pounds of dumbbells,
Right, and wheel it out there.
Where needed, when needed.
Max speed, 3 miles an hour.
Yeah, or tell the athletes, go get your fucking dumbbells. The Brendan Gilliam line. All right, you fucking retards. Everyone grab a med ball. And I love it because there were 2 billionaires in the class like scrambling to get med balls because they just got called retards. And I'm like, this guy's money. He was a great trainer. And he had some faults, and it made him even better. That kid was getting himself in a bad way, and his clients came to me, and I thought, and I'd heard that he was like nodding off during class and shit, right? So I thought, here comes the big pressure to get rid of him, and they're like, they want to know what I'm going to do about him. Like, you've got to help him,
When you say your gyms, there's some revolutionary stuff in there. You mean in terms of the layout, or
just a completely reconfigurable to have the luxury of enough floor space, nothing fixed to the floor, standing or left, just sockets in the cement, stripes on the ground, and enough storage so that quickly I could make this a jump rope, wall ball, muscle up, max deadlift fiesta for a dozen in a matter of minutes.
are any weights there yet? Or any
No,
stuff?
but
No.
that's like it's way too soon, right? I mean, the
Right,
window's
right.
going in.
Right. I was I think Saturday afternoon we were gonna do a put chairs in a circle with laptops open and do our live stream in there and have Taylor do his workout there. Last week we gave away 25.
I told Maggie as soon as the pull-up bars are up, I throw a little pair of dumbbells over there and we got some stuff to play with. It's better than the current setup here.
Are the pull-up bars low enough to where I can jump up and grab them?
Maybe not. It's that gymnastics height. It's the height of the rings or the high bar, but aesthetically and safety and it's got a lot to recommend it, and you get pretty spry. Two things happen. One is 40% of the people just learn jump up and grab. It's just not that hard. Even little guys. It's not. It's something a 12-year-old can do. You can jump and grab. Like when I was on the rings by myself at 5'5", I could jump up and grab them, but not with no swing. And so and it's easier on the hands if you aren't getting on the rings that way. It save it's 5 more minutes of hand time, which is really what every workout's like. And someone give you a slight lift, a toss. I had my pull-up bars in those titanium tube bars that I had in the egress of the roll-up doors in Santa Cruz on that first gym. That was at that height. And then there's the third thing is throw rings over some of them. And a lot of people can ring grab jump. Another half of those people where you only got 40% that'll jump up and grab. Of the 60 and the 30 you can do that. But bringing them down low doesn't do shit for me.
Hey, up top there were some windows, from the kind of like the bird's nest up there. Do those windows open?
No.
Okay.
But we've got like crazy HVAC and to chimney warm air in there is easy, and to pour the cool out of the top's easy. The efficiency and the climate control are remarkable.
I didn't mean those windows. I meant like, when you're upstairs by like the music room or where the music room.
Oh, looking down onto the.
Yeah.
No, in fact, there's a pretty expensive sound barrier
between the two. Okay. But you can still shoot. You can still shoot through that glass there with a camera.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Reflections notwithstanding. Yeah, it's not tinted or anything.
Well, congratulations. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm so excited to see it. I was showing the boys. They couldn't even believe it.
Thank you. It's been a joy to see come to be. And again, that revolutionary nature of, the whole thing is pull-ups, man. How are you going to do pull-up bars? And I cracked that code. So we got more than enough for pull-ups. And the rings and the ropes are going to come down from the rafters. I'm going to cleat them off to the wall so I can pull them out of the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rule is nothing on the fucking floor. And that's such a hard thing to communicate even in your private practice.
Electricity's good there?
Great.
And is there plumbing yet?
Laughably good. Ish, but I got 8 porta potties coming, 4 men, 4 women.
Oh shit. Okay.
And I think I'll do that even when the bathroom's good. I got too many friends that stand back 13 feet from the beer in their hand and pee on my wall.
Jake Chapman, what are you trying to piss Greg off? Will you teach overweight beginners how to do butterfly pull-ups?
That's impossible. But I imagine people have tried.
Hey,
the thing is when someone tells me they got 100 pull-ups, I know they're fast. And like if the rule is just get your chin over the bar by any means, you know what I'd have done?
What?
Like every time my chin goes above the bar, you're gonna give me credit for a pull-up?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get 2 pair of grips on and chalk the fuck up, and I'm gonna do 300 giants.
Oh, okay.
And you're gonna say I did 300 pull-ups, you'll sign it off? Good. And so what I wasn't was anti-kipping, which got turned into a super efficient, effective movement, the butterfly pull-up. Yeah, whatever. Aspiring to that when you're 100 pounds overweight, that's like the 400-pound gal worried about microplastics and pesticides.
Right.
You have a resolution issue, a scaling problem in your thinking. But I like that. I like that idea. Someone grossly, yeah.
Jake Chapman, this is a good line. The novice's curse is having shitty coaches.
It's a good line.
Greg, will your programming get me to the games?
That's an interesting question. Depends on how broad a view I take of what you mean by programming. But I do, to be honest with you, I have no sense of that.
Of the programming it takes to go to the games?
I mean, you look at the elite performers, and there's a genetic component, and there's a psychological component, and you see sometimes things like, oh, I could have helped, Jesus Christ. And I give you 2 for me. I would watch Dan Bailey lose his fucking mind watching Rich and warm up too much.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you fucking head case. I'd love to have been closer to him to tease him about it. And I saw Annie Sakamoto show up at the games with a 12-pack and fall flat, And like, just someone should have been there. Like, and I watched Ben Bergeron do a warm up with the new running Reebok's program, and had a gym full of Reebok employees, and they go, okay, we're gonna warm up high knees. And I'm like, no, fuck. The group like that, you could have gotten 2 hip replacements in one morning, So, but like, how often does that happen? It depends on who you are and what you're watching. But I wouldn't measure my art by whether I could get someone to the games or not. Do I think I could? I think anyone could.
That's a great point. I think anyone could also.
Yeah, part of it would be to pander to that crowd. You want a lot of games clients? Pretend like you've got something special. They're given to superstition like pigeons are to birdseed. I mean, that's just how that fucking is. Of course he's the best. Of course you need the ice bath. Of course you need compression fabrics. Of course you can't compete without rock tape. Everyone fucking knows that. Ask any one of these other idiots all taped up. What was freaky to me was how fast this shit would go away. We couldn't get enough tubs for ice, and then like for what?
And then the next year it's something else.
And the fucking rock tape. Remember the compression fabrics?
The compression fabrics were crazy.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm getting hounded internationally by compression fabric people. Following me around on flights. Just try it. Just try it.
You know what the best thing, speaking of flights, The best thing that I ever did on a flight, what I think really did work, and I have a theory for it, but I don't know if it's true, is noise canceling headphones on long flights.
I was going to say the stewardess's tip for bringing back equipment we got from the airport in Amsterdam. Remember, we were admiring our new cameras, and they're like, "What are you, stupid?" We had to get rid of the box. They helped us flatten everything.
Oh yeah.
I'll show you how to come to America.
I don't wear noise canceling headphones on airplanes, but I know the few times that I have, I'm like, wow, I feel more rested. Like just that hum of the plane just maybe has some low level wear and tear on me after fucking 6 hours on the flight. Greg, would you comment on Froning saying he didn't like it that he never saw you work out? Thanks for sharing your wisdom and your hard work. I don't know if Froning actually said that. I never heard.
That'd be like me saying I never got to see him think. You know, that's kind of bummed.
There's this grid league, another grid league starting up.
Good. You know what I would do if there's some way I could grab it and run. I would like to say I've never done any exercise of any sort, and then leave it to you to figure out how I came up with this shit.
Oh, that would be great.
Hey, by our standards, I was the fittest guy on earth for a long time, and nobody gave a fuck. You know, nobody.
Right.
My clients.
Right.
Bill Grundler, when I bested him in a pull-up competition on a blind date. You know. But that's all that vainglorious horse shit. I wish the games athletes turned over faster. It would be better for everyone. The cool stories of those 15-year affiliates now, man.
Even 20 year. We're approaching 20 year.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Who was it the other day? I was exchanging.
I still feel gratitude to them. Like, there's my legacy in that. They truly fucking get it. And let's talk about MedFix. I mean, the significance of their long-term involvement is the current leadership isn't really looking for that. They want, what, 300,000 affiliates? How many was it? Didn't have a number.
30 million CrossFitters. Was that what he said?
It's in that space then. Hey, it's funny. Someone asked me how many CrossFit gyms could there be, and I thought as many as there were Catholic churches. I just pulled that out of my ass, but played with the numbers. It was like,
it says 3,500 the Roman Catholic Church has almost 3,500 dioceses around the world. Seems low to you?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's the church consists of they claim that there's 2.3 billion Catholics.
Maybe I divided that out. divided by 250.
Yeah, that does seem low. How many Catholic church? Oh, the United States has over 20 Catholic buildings, including cathedrals, basilicas, and other churches. That's just in the U.S. God, the AI thing is just so fucked up now on Google because you get so much contradictory information in the same question.
I was asking someone if they had noticed a deterioration in Google
says there's 17,000 parishes in the United States, and then somewhere else in the same post it says there's 144 Latin Catholic dioceses in the United States. Maybe I don't know the difference between a parish and a diocese. In 1988, there were 20,000 parishes in the USA, while there are now 17,000. Oh, I hear that echo again. I heard it last night on the show too. It's very, very faint.
So it's not me.
I don't know. No, I guess if it's me, both. But yesterday when I muted my guest, it went away. I wonder what that is. It's very slight. I haven't heard anyone complain about it. Tyler Watkins, vanity gets new bodies in gyms. Real stories keep them. If we rid of the games, a large vanity effect is gone. Is Greg saying that's okay?
I don't know, but I like that. I like that formula.
I think it's okay to want to have a nice body, to look good. I think I'm okay with peacocking.
I would pull out a Better Beautiful again and yawn, you know? But I'm waiting for someone to come up with something as clever as that on this subject. When the criterion is functionality, everyone gets prettier. And the best look really good.
Say that one more time.
When the I don't know what they say. When the criterion is functionality, everyone gets prettier.
Yeah, yeah.
A girl that can do 50 pull-ups is going to look very, very different than a girl that can do 5 versus one that's a year from doing one.
Yeah.
Assuming they're all 25. And that's not, I don't think that's it. That's not a standard I built somewhere. And that's what the Better Beautiful was, rather than this, you know, whether it's high heels or fucking breast augmentation, I don't know, whatever the perversion or interest has been in shaping women's physique for attractiveness, look for attractiveness, clothing, makeup, the raw CrossFit functionality created a remarkable female form. And it was that David-like response to functional stimulus. You're seeing functional capacity, and it becomes a standard of beauty quite easily. And you end up explaining it because bizarrely it doesn't need explaining and it's not enforced or created.
Greg, what are the effects of high intensity on cortisol levels? My friend has the PCOS and Hashimoto's, so we don't want any stressors that could raise it. Keto is our main attack now. Light exercise too. What's PCOS?
What is PCOS? I think I know that.
Chronic polycystic ovary syndrome.
Yeah, I would expect hyperinsulinism is the issue in both. The hyperinsulinism and polycystic ovarian disease are like that's one of the early close connections. And Hashimoto's, I learned of it in 2 clients who had it and then didn't have it and didn't tell me until they didn't have it. And were wondering if the remission had something to do with what they were doing. Both, interestingly, had like been on juicing kicks that I just pissed all over when they became clients and made them stop. Unknowns to me what this Hashimoto's thyroiditis is, but I'm hearing autoimmune disorder, and then I'm hearing a suggestion of reduce the intensity of exercise for the cortisol. That part I'm going to call bullshit on. I would expect cortisol levels to be increased through high intensity exercise, and then have lower levels at rest than normal. all of these things that we upset as equilibrium, to look at the high state and say, I don't like that thing. And, I probably don't like the elevated blood pressure either, but by elevating your blood pressure, what for you is normotensive becomes lower. And it's always that way. It's to misunderstand the kind of universal nature of biological adaptive response, I think, to fear the cortisol in an autoimmune situation. What we see with autoimmune disorder and blood sugar control is mitigation, not blood sugar control and this and that, but you get mitigation. And I don't know of a physiological adaptation to exercise that differs qualitatively from an adaptation that we've always associated with nutrition, confounding as that is, and the two together work marvelously. So I would expect, in fact, the opposite, that the staying away from the high intensity exercise is going to blunt some of the advantages of keeping all the carbs away. And with polycystic ovarian disease, that's why I didn't see it as a syndrome. But polycystic ovarian disease and Hashimoto's, I'm opening up a big can at CrossFit and whooping some ass. I got to treat Hashimoto's unbeknownst to me what the fuck it was. The girl told me, hey, I had a Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And I'm like, well, fuck, I'm sorry. It sounds bad, right? She goes, yeah, it's bad, dick. I go, okay. You had it, though, you're saying. She goes, I don't anymore. You know anything about it? And I go, I know that you don't have it. I'm like, glad I'm not going to get it. And then I looked it up. I'm like, this is 40 years ago, You can the thyroid ladies, I recognize them. They sit down slow and stand up slow.
What do you mean the thyroid ladies?
Just these people that are hypothyroid. They look to me like they're moving through molasses. And once you catch on to it, it's kind of a trip to watch.
What is hypothyroid?
It's a low thyroid stimulating hormone, right? You can be hyperthyroid.
Puffy face, hands, feet, slow speech, thickening of skin. Okay, yeah. Hoarse voice, droopy eyes, sparse, coarse, and dry hair. Oh, I know someone who has that.
Finding it coupled with polycystic ovarian syndrome, I'm not no surprise here at all.
Yeah, it's like my snatches. My snatches have PCOS or whatever the fuck it's called, hypothyroid. It's funny. I used to watch old people do snatches, and I would be like, "Fuck, that is slow. How does that even work?" The other day, I was working on my snatches. The open's coming up. I hadn't done snatches in a while. I'm like, "Damn, I move fast." And then I made a little video, and I looked at it. It's like I'm fucking moving through syrup. It's like what is that?
To prove you're not horsing it, play with the dumbbell snatch and find in it, because it takes off some of the flexibility issues too.
Yeah,
but make sure that you're dropping under and there's no press at all. Find what that weight is with the dumbbell.
Well, what do you mean? What's horsing it? Just muscling through, just pulling it up.
It's not this shit,
Yeah. That's what that is what I do a lot of dumbbell snatches, and that is what my dumbbell snatches turned into. Just muscling through.
Drop down further.
Yeah, okay.
Come under it. And then apply that to an increased load.
God, dumbbell snatches are so much easier on the body than the barbell snatch. The barbell snatch really takes me fucking 20 or 30 minutes to warm up to get into the position.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I could make some arguments on playing with that, shift the load to more of the dumbbell, play with power snatches. The physics on that are fucking wonderful. And for most people, pretty easy to do, especially if you can truly power snatch and don't have to make it an honest snatch and slip under it all, but just drive it all the way up. If you can impart that kind of harumph and daisy chain relay it on to the rest, it's kind of like some of the drill you do, Bergner style pre-snatching. But 95-pound ground to overhead at high rep is high. There's a lot of work happening there. And dumbbell snatch, and then beat yourself to death with the overhead squat. But if you take someone like, say, my buddy Tony Blauer, who I'm going to presume still isn't taken the dowel and done what I need him to do for the shoulder flexibility, adding load to that and horsing it through is just a disaster waiting to find the rocks. And as with the older athlete, the shoulder mobility, you're surprised when you don't find it an issue. The mobility and the position of the shoulder create the engineering structure that makes it possible to effectively deal with certain loads. Like there's a bridge I'm not going to build without certain spars, right? I end up quickly in that position with a limited shoulder.
I also started doing cleans again, squat cleans again.
Yeah.
And I worked up to 155-pound squat clean. And the next day, my wrists were crazy sore. And that was something else I never experienced as a young man. I never had sore wrists, never had sore forearms. You know what I mean? I could just fucking like Gumby. And for like 3 days, I was like, ooh. I mean, it went away. But that was another thing from just lack of use.
Hey, get in CrossFit shape and go out and play a half-court game of basketball with someone who's a real bitch about the whole thing. And you'll be tore up.
Well, I played that game knockout with Dave about a year ago at his house, and we only played for probably 40 minutes, and the next day my fucking shoulders and arms were aching. That's something else I never experienced as a kid. I didn't even know you could get sore from basketball. I'm elderly.
There you go.
I've been ODing on creatine. What are you talking about? Hey, I want to play this video for you. I think it's comical. I'm crazy. I'm so excited to get your take on it. So basically, there's this another organization starting. It's like Grid, right? It's trying to get the athletes. It's going to be just like a competition group, right? And they have a good backer who's giving them a lot of money. So they're going to start up strong, right? They're actually signing the athletes and like paying them money like on a contract just to show up, right? And so all the athletes are signing up. And one of the guys who works at this company for this organization makes this suggestion.
How come I don't get to hear any names
of who it is?
Yeah.
The only person I know is that there's a athlete, really cool dude, Will Morad, that's spearheading it. I really like him. He's been around forever. I think he was a collegiate or maybe even pro soccer player turned CrossFitter like in 2010 or 11, right? From the early days. And
where from?
I don't know where he's from, but he's working. The money looks like it's like coming out of Hawaii, someone in Hawaii.
Okay.
And I think it's somehow maybe affiliated with Hoff out there or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least good friends, right?
Yeah, I think I know who this is.
Okay, and
was it our friend from the NFL?
I think
the assault bikes.
No. I don't think so. There's a really attractive older lady who's like a former CrossFit Games athlete, or maybe she is a CrossFit Games athlete who's, I think, married to the guy who has the money. Okay. So they have this guy who works for them, and he was on a podcast the other day, and he makes it. He really wants there to be an athlete organization. You know what I mean? Like, I guess like the NFL union or the baseball union or whatever the unions are.
Yes.
And so he's on a podcast, and this is the suggestion he makes to the athletes for their preservation. And it's a clip that's a little out of context. So if you don't get it, I'll fill in the blanks, but I'm going to go ahead and play it. Here we go.
So with you guys around, say, if you want to protect the future of the sport, you better protect your athletes today. And it means showing up to the CrossFit Games and letting CrossFit know that if we cannot sign a players association agreement with you, which includes judging all of the things, right, that we have to have, health insurance, and at 3, 2, 1, go, we don't move, you guys will not move, it'll magically happen.
And
There's
do it
magically be a contract.
And do it on the hour that ESPN is live, man. Seriously, because
Right.
they're the ones that pay.
Were you able to follow what he's suggesting?
Yeah.
He's
How
saying,
could I miss it?
what can you imagine if you were owned CrossFit and the athletes told you, like, hey, if you don't sign this piece of paper, we're not going to take the floor. You don't give us if you don't acknowledge our players association. That's the kind of advice they're getting, Greg. They've reached a level of delusion that's crazy. They're going to alienate themselves from all the other from the 99.9% of all the other CrossFitters out there. They've forgotten they're CrossFitters, and they think they're like professional athletes because they have 1 million followers on Instagram.
Here's my biography told from the perspective of my intellectual development. Can I share it with you?
Please, I'd love to hear it. Yes.
For a long time, I thought I was smarter than everyone else. But then I learned that, it's actually that everyone's really fucking stupid.
Right.
And I took full advantage of that until I learned the next lesson. That's the hardest one to learn. That's it. Stupid people are dangerous to themselves and others. So that was the path. There's the story. Thought I was smarter than everyone else, and I realized now everyone's just stupid. Then I learned stupid people are dangerous. I think of that clown drywall. I mean, I had my fucking idiots to deal with.
Right.
But they never gave a games athlete the balls to come up and say anything to me or about me. And in fact, the games athletes didn't have the courage to say anything about me until they were told by the New York Times and ABC News it was okay to do so.
Right.
And even then, not to my face. It's not a fun thing. Leading an effort that's got too many fucking idiots in it. Imagine handling I don't want to insult anyone, but there are fan bases and organizations that it'd just be rough to fucking deal with.
Are you drunk right now?
It must be.
Let me ask you something, Dennis. What did he say that offended you? What did he say that still made it that you have to be passive aggressive? God, the level of cuntery.
It's good.
He pissed me off. I'm gonna ask him a fucked up question. Average people only have average intelligence. All right, I'll take that. I'll take your $2. Thank you.
Yeah, I think where it gets weird, Trish, is the way in which we measure it. We keep having to make exceptions. Jimmy Letchford introduced earlier the concept of being half retarded. That's before retarded was a bad thing to say.
Yeah.
And I said, how's that work? And he goes, he was pointing out some people that we knew that we considered highly intelligent, but then look at some of the shit they do.
Right.
And so he thought you could be half genius, half retarded. And I think just looking at it, taking it off some linear kind of scale, it helps. And so in my thinking how smart I am, I mean, if I were to estimate my intellectual capacities now, and I've kind of came to this maybe somewhat through talking with Emily, but I think I have a gift for taking complicated material and eventually wrapping myself around it, but then having an uncanny, maybe unusual capacity for giving it back to everyone. And that might just be because of what I'm trying to do right now. You know, on this What is Science seminar, Sevi, I'm opening with, I've seen this tried before. And it's careful to only talk about the dead people. One classic example is my father on multiple attempts. And what I've seen is people much smarter than myself fail miserably at bringing essential, profound, important concepts to the populace. It's a tough thing to do. And maybe the problem is maybe it's not the smartest people are the ones equipped to best do that. I've seen that before in teaching math. The people that had no issues at all with mathematics, it was the thing they were most focused on, maybe even a little bit on the spectrum math capable, have often a very hard time understanding someone's not understanding. That, in fact, has led to some odd approaches to teaching mathematics. And I think that includes all of those where the theory is taught before the drill. That's what's made the Japanese approach, I think, Kumon, so effective. That if I can teach you the mechanics of the drill to get the right answer on something simple, it's amazing how receptive you are to the theory that makes that work.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's much like, imagine the difficulties if we tried to teach people to tie their shoes from written instructions. I often marvel at that. No drawings, just written instructions. Everyone's shoes would be untied. We all wear the elastic Skechers. And we've done that with math, weird enough. Japanese knew better all the time, all along.
God, that'd be an interesting. Have you ever looked that up? Written instruction for tying shoes?
No, but I've written some. You get tired of doing it before you get even close.
Right. I was having this discussion with the kids' jiu-jitsu instructor the other day about the difference between my kids. One of my kids has to hear it in words. And one of my kids, it's pointless to show it to him, and he has to see it. One of my kids, you can be like, step your foot here next to this guy's thigh. My other kid just tunes out when that happens. And the other kid has to hear it in words. Joe Westerland, we recently had a homeless patient high on methamphetamines tell us he was slightly retarded. In response to our question, to ask him if he had any medical condition.
Hey, how do you not? You got to laugh when you hear that.
Yeah, did you laugh, Joe? I got to have Joe on the show.
Hey, can I fly him out?
Yeah.
Get him up. Here, Joe, are you coming out? I'll put you on a plane. I was just talking about your wedding. Hey, some dude at his wedding saw me on 60 Minutes and it worked for my dad. Remember that?
Some dude saw you on 60 Minutes.
He wasn't even at the wedding. It was at the
that's right. Yes,
country club.
Yes.
And some little crowd of blue hairs ran up and found me. They'd seen me on 60 Minutes, and one dude says, "I saw you on 60 Minutes, and oddly, I worked for your dad."
Someone already texted me and said, "Hey, what I want that clock that Greg has with the literature quote. Send it to me." Someone already.
Cool as fuck. Here from Steve Toltz, A Fraction of the Whole.
Yeah.
9:08 a.m. rolled over onto left side from a journal. Now it's 9:09. A poem is this city now, 50 miles from nowhere, 9:09 in the morning, the taste of liquor and cigarettes. Charles Bukowski, a poem in a city, is a city.
Every minute it changes.
Yeah. Now I selected, like, if it's not click, I will like take a roundabout, and I do.
What?
Like
Say
it was
again? What?
it was moments before 8 a.m. Like,
Oh.
and it's 7:59.
Yeah. So you could scroll back if you want to read it again?
I don't know. I don't cheat.
Oh, all right.
You just set the thing up and there it is. Hey, I pay enough attention to clocks that when one of these flap clocks, like I like.
Yeah.
I had one that was missing minutes and I busted it and filmed it and sent it to you. So I look over and I've got, okay, I don't have to leave for 5 minutes. And I did something, I glanced at the clock and it was like, now I'm late. It's like, where did 4 fucking minutes go? And I so don't believe it. I so don't believe it took me 4 minutes to walk over there, do that and back and come back and look again. That I fucking grabbed the clock and spun it all around. There it was. I had missing flaps.
I bet you they fell out during a move or something.
No, it was a brand new clock.
Oh, shit. Joe Westerland, we did in fact laugh professionally. So, well, that's
yes. You laugh with the guy. I'm slightly retarded.
Jeff Birchfield, as a chemistry teacher, my job would have been so much easier if the math teacher and I could have worked together.
Yeah, isn't that, Jeff? I know that to be true. Yep. So is Joe coming this weekend, Canny?
I don't know. I can bug him. Joe Wester. I have him in my phone as Omaha Joe. Hey, how long is the drive for my house?
The way with your bladder, it'll be 12 hours.
Okay. All right. That's 6 stops.
Yeah. I don't mind the off and stop. Your bladder and my Hennessy TRX.
My bladder is really improved. It's a trip. Yeah. It's a trip. I think basically I guess what I think I must not be drinking something. I probably was drinking a lot of Diet Coke then. I don't really drink Diet Coke. I get most of my caffeine from other places now. And you know what else? If I drink coffee from Starbucks, they must have something in the coffee that goes right through me, because I could sit here and drink 2 pints of coffee from Paper Street Coffee and it's nothing. I drink a fucking venti at Starbucks and by the time I get home I gotta pee. That drink Fit Aid, when I drink that drink Fit Aid, before I'm done with the can I gotta pee. There must be something in it.
I make sure she show you the new house.
I know, I'm pumped to see it too.
Kind of tell what's going on at this point.
What's the pathway from the current house? Is that opening?
They're gonna work it out. They're gonna pull out the fence, and my construction crew is amused at what I'm doing.
Oh, good.
And like they're doing an early peel off of the protective film on the windows and stuff. I mean, it really hasn't been habitable, but the HVAC's going like it wasn't last time. It's all doored and windowed. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a great setup. I'm excited.
It's only gotten better
for all of it. All right, I think I'm gonna go over to your house and grab the easel now.
Cool, thank you.
I'll give Omaha Joe a call.
Yeah. And anyone who wants to come with, if Libby can get it off, or bring Cruz, the baby, the whole family.
All right, I'm pumped.
Cool. All right. Is this goodbye?
Yeah, this is goodbye. I'm going. I'm sorry. I'm done today. I got a crazy day.
Yeah, I got a house full of kids.
All right. You the man. Love you. I'll give you a call later.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Okay, bye. All right, everybody. Thank you. So apparently he was not drunk. Well, actually, I don't know. Did he answer the question? See you too, Brian. Have a great day, all y'all. What is today? Tuesday. Tomorrow, Garrett will be here. Garrett and Colleen from the Glinton podcast. They always take care of the show when I'm on the road. I do believe Souza is on today. Oh, I need to make one phone call. One call. Let's see if I can call. Do you and Greg have the same chair? I don't know. He got me this chair, though.
Hey, this is Taylor. If you could leave your name.
If you have not seen Taylor's self show, level 4 show, mentor show, you have to see it. It is crazy. And Taylor sent me a really sweet text yesterday about my dog, which I really appreciate. I didn't send something very nice back to him, but gonna be a wild day today. I'll talk to you guys soon. Susan will be on here at 11 a.m. Love you guys. Ernie, thank you. Oh, here he is. Hey, dude. Hey.
Hey, what's up?
You dropping a deuce?
No, I'm peeing, trying to pee. There we go.
Hey, thanks for the thoughtful text yesterday.
I wasn't sure if it was thoughtful or if I was just annoying you by like reminding you about it. My bad.
No, you're not annoying me at all. It's very thoughtful. I'm just like pushing back until the moment it happens, because like I'm about to explode. Like I haven't been able to operate for like 2 days. I'm in a you know what, like my brain is so, it's not normally noisy at all, and it's so noisy right now.
Yeah.
And it's just like perseverating on this one thing, and I just it sucks. And it has nothing, like it's not like me who's getting put down, so I feel almost selfish.
Right.
But hey, I also wanted to call. So thank you for that. And hey, dude, the show is killing that you did with McCoy. Are you seeing the fucking response? Oh my god, dude! It is nuts the response you're getting from that show. People are absolutely loving it. People are saying
that's dope.
People are saying it's the best show ever on the channel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and usually,
best show ever.
And then usually shows will like you know what's crazy about that show too is that you did it live. You know, that's the kind of thing that most people wouldn't do live.
Yeah, behind the scenes they would say. Maybe.
Yeah, make it and then edit it. But I'm looking at the analytics, and usually like a show just goes up, right? And then it hits a peak and just dies. This thing's all over the place. Like you can tell people are forwarding this show to people. It's good.
I'm doing the next class that he'll be reviewing today. And I'm nervous for it because I went this morning to get some footage of Bryson coaching for a new advertisement that Peter's going to make for us. Just showing us coaching, which is like, you know what, not only do our workouts better because they 100% are, but we actually coach people. And that sets us apart from like every other program. So we're getting some footage of that. And I couldn't even film Bryson because I had to ass pound him so hard. On some things in coaching, and I had to stop. I was like, "Fuck! If I can ass pound Bryson, McCoy's gonna absolutely bend me over." But it'll be good.
All right, and hey, so Saturday for Kill Taylor, I'm guessing we'll do it in the afternoon after the seminar.
That's perfect. And do it at Greg's.
Yeah, just right there in his new gym.
Sick.
All right, cool. All right, dude. Good hearing your voice. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, bro. Have a good one.
Ciao.
Bye.
Okay. So I think I need to go to the station really quick and see how do I get to the Sevon podcast. Oh, it doesn't look like Souza has anything scheduled today. Doesn't he normally go on Tuesdays? I don't know what's going on. I think normally he goes at 11 a.m. Isn't today Tuesday? Doesn't he normally go today? That's weird. I'm checking Pedro's station to see what he's got going. He's got a show at noon today. Affiliate owner, Masters athlete Michael Walsh. Okay, so that's going on in 3.5 hours. All right, cool. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.